and welcome back to my channel. Welcome to a brand new video. If you can't tell, I'm filming in the same outfit as the Thursday video you just saw, but I needed to pre-film and I didn't want to get changed, so here we are. Before we get into this video, my name's Amelia. For those of you who don't know, I'm 26 and I like to post mainly vlogs, and I've started a little finding yourself series on my channel, and some other sporadic videos where they're shopping hauls, beauty videos, chatty videos like this one, or I don't know, it depends what I'm feeling, or what I come up with. This is the little extra video you get a week, because this is when sometimes I have the ideas, sometimes I don't have the ideas. But before we get into this video, please give it a thumbs up if you enjoy, please comment down below, please subscribe, and without further ado, let's just get on with the video. So, this video could be a little bit long-winded and chatty because I haven't written anything down for it. I'm kind of just speaking off my mind, but I really just wanted to chat to you because I was thinking about this whilst at work the other day, and I was writing my caption on my Instagram about the Heathers when I went to see Heathers again on Saturday night, and how much. But I was writing my caption about the Heathers on my Instagram, which I'll try and screen record and put up on the video so you can see what I was talking about. But basically, I went to see Heathers again on Saturday, the 22nd of January. I saw it twice, as mentioned in my vlog. And I was really thinking about what made me get into theatre, why I love the theatre so much, why I've always wanted to perform in theatre shows, and just what theatre basically what's going to be called is what theatre means to me, because the theatre is something that is my happy place. I feel comfort in it, and every time I go to a theatre show I just feel like I've come out motivated, ready to go, very happy, and it's just a very different feeling for me that some people get from other things. When Harry Styles tickets came out for pre-sale on Monday, loads of people were trying to get tickets for that. There's me just trying to get a ticket for a West End musical, because I would prefer to see that than a concert. Don't get me wrong, I would love to see Harry Styles, but I also am very well aware his tickets are expensive. I don't have the money for the tickets. I'm not going to try and spend my money on his tickets. I'd rather wait till Niall goes on tour and spend my money on his, because that man. But I would rather go to many West End shows because they are cheaper than a concert ticket anyway. So I just thought I'd describe basically what theatre means to me, because it started a long time ago. I think I was around 10 when I really fell in love with the theatre. I had never gone to a theatre or West End show up until the age I was 10. My dad and granddad took me to see Sound of Music for my 10th birthday in the West End. I can't remember what theatre it was in London, but it was a theatre in London. It was very much, I loved the Sound of Music before that. I'd seen the film several times, but I wasn't obsessed with musicals at that point. I just liked them. But I wouldn't put my whole personality based on it at that point, because I didn't care until I went to see Sound of Music. I saw Sound of Music, watched it, and I think I came out, I was like, I want to do that. I really want to be on that stage. I want to be at Broadway, a West End actress, Broadway. New York now, am I? A West End actress. Was always what I wanted to do, and I think it was up until the age of 20 when I realised that maybe I wasn't being realistic enough, and I'll get to that. So I went to see Sound of Music, loved the story, loved the music, loved watching stage. I think it's just so different to watching something on stage than when you watch something on a film. Even if it's a film version of that show, it's so different when you're actually in the room watching them on stage. They have so much energy, they do this so many times a night, and it's crazy. But I had no idea what West End show really was about when I was 10, because I didn't understand the idea behind West End. I just knew it was a stage show. I went to see it, came out, and was like, I'm obsessed. And as time went by, I think it took me I went to see Lord of the Rings, the musical, on West End when I was in year 7. It was a school trip, and it was between that, Mary Poppins, and something else. I had voted Mary Poppins, but I'm guessing half of the year voted Lord of the Rings, because they were all like, that's cool. To be fair, it was a very good musical from what I remember. I don't remember much of it, but it was pretty decent. But I went to see that, and to be fair, I think I was fascinated at how they had managed to create a musical based on that trilogy, because it's a very difficult trilogy to create a musical out of, I'm not going to lie. Compared to other musicals, like you got Mean Girls musical, that would make sense. Lord of the Rings, I wouldn't say makes sense. I haven't seen it or heard about it ever since then, so I think they might have stopped it and then probably not bringing it back. It probably didn't make as much money because it probably wasn't as popular. And then I saw Billy Elliot when I was 15, so no, 14. So I went like a year not seeing a musical. When I went for 14 in school to see Billy Elliot for Activities Week, and I remember falling in love with that musical. I was like, this is like the best musical I've seen. Loved it so much. Loved the story. And then I saw it again for drama GCSE, because once GCSE came around, I was like, I'm doing drama, I don't care. I definitely struggled in drama. There was times because like I think there was one drama when we had to do the actual drama GCSE, like the exam of the performance. I remember specifically struggling because we got Blue Remembered Hills, which I don't remember much of the story at all. I just remember having to try and do a Somerset accent, and I couldn't do the Somerset accent at all. Like, I struggled, and I still can't do it, and I'm not gonna try. I was in a group with people who could just about do it, but I really couldn't, and I hated it. But overall, did a pretty decent job on this show in like our performance. But I remember doing drama GCSE, and we had to go see Billy Elliot again. Had to buy a program out of my own money, by the way, not the school's money, even though you had to buy it for that coursework. I was like, ridiculous. I'm paying money out of my own money for something that they want me, but that's fine. I would have bought it anyway because I love getting programs every time I go to a musical, unless I see it the same year, and then there's no point of getting the same program again. So I saw Billy Elliot twice in the space of over the 2 years, and then in year 11, this is when my fall in love for musicals came. We went, they had tickets to go see Wicked, and I basically really wanted to go. And my form tutor was the blessing as he was, paid for my ticket, and then we paid him back. But he paid for my ticket so I could go see it, because when the deadline was passing, my parents didn't have the money to give me. And I was like, I don't want to miss out. And he was like, look, I'll buy your ticket and you can pay me back. And I was like, you're such a sweetheart. Went to see Wicked with my form and this other form in my year, because we were like really close forms, don't really know why. But really loved seeing. We went to see Wicked, and I felt like I was literally just I was in the place I was meant to be. Like, I don't know if anyone's ever gone to see a West End show and had that feeling of like, this is where you're meant to be, but I felt like I was meant to be in that theatre, and that's what I was meant to be doing. So my love for performing really strengthened at that time. I didn't go on to do it. I don't say that. I did, between that time, I had done a show previously, but I'll get to my performing experience after I tell you my love for theatre, because I just, the story I have, it's not really a story, a crazy story, it's just how my love for theatre grew. So from seeing Wicked that year, I absolutely fell in love with it, and for a couple of years I didn't see a show in West End again until I at least was 20. Yeah. 2021, I think, yeah, it was coming to my 21st birthday. So I saw Wicked when I was 16, and I didn't see anything on a West End stage between 17, 18, 19. And then it was December 2016? Yeah, December 2016, I had 2 jobs, so I had a bit more income coming in. And I decided to take my mum to see Wicked, because I really wanted to see it again, because I was like, that was so good. It was an amazing show. And I hadn't actually ever gone to the West End with my mum, and I was like, I'll take her to see Wicked for her Christmas present that year. I was treating her right, and the tickets were like £20, so it wasn't like it was an expensive ticket, and the seats weren't bad either. Such a brilliant performance. I loved it. And then a couple of months later, I wanted to go again. I knew I wanted to go again, so I went with my best friend. Well, my friend Olivia. I wouldn't say she's my best friend. At the time we were like very close. At the time I would call her my best friend. But yeah, it was I went with Olivia to see Wicked again. Absolutely loved it. It was such a good musical. Obviously, I saw it 3 times. Seen it 3 times. I'm planning to go again this year because I loved it and I want to see it again. And Lucy Jones is going in it, and I really want to see her in it. So, fingers crossed. And then that year I went to see Phantom of the Opera. I had no idea what that musical was about. I'd heard the songs, no idea what the musical was about. But my friend Genevieve really wanted to see it, and I said, why not before I go to uni, let's go watch a musical together. Let's go do something like that. Something we wouldn't usually do, because we are, at that point, we usually just went for a drive, and we'd sing along with music and just chat and have fun and have a laugh. But we've never gone to London together apart from with school. We went to see Wicked together because she was in my form at school, and she was on her hangout with during the Wicked when we went to see Wicked. But in our own time outside of school, we had never gone to do anything like that together. So we went to Five Guys, and then we went to see Phantom of the Opera, and it was such an amazing performance. I was like obsessed. I knew the guy playing the Phantom was Ben Foster, who was in Jesus Christ Superstar, the Live Arena tour, and I had seen that on DVD several times because I bought the DVD, obviously, and I'd watched the Superstar thing on TV with Andrew Lloyd Webber trying to find the person to play Jesus in that, and I'd always wanted to see him on the show, so I was very excited to see him that, and that's the only reason I cared about it at that point. But after watching that musical, I fell in love with it. I think it was the most extravagant show I had seen. I think Wicked and Phantom, the two ones I think go up there as one of the most popular, at the time was very popular. I think it's still very popular. I think also had a storyline that, is very deep, dark and crazy but amazing, and I fell in love with it so much. And then my love for musicals grew, and then I didn't see anything in the West End for time. Like, for the first, in the next musical I went to see in the West End was when I was in 2019, summer 2019, when I went to see Aladdin, which I was very, because I've only seen Aladdin, obviously the musicals and films, and the new film and the original film, and I had seen it as pantomime, but other than that I'd never seen it on a West End. I was very excited to see it on West End, and I was not disappointed. It was such an amazing show, like, loved it so much. It's a great experience, and I would happily go again if they had it back, but they took it off the West End, and I'm gutted. And then for a good, so in 2020 I had tickets for Mamma Mia booked and Heather's booked, the Heather's tour booked. Both of them were cancelled due to COVID, and I was very disappointed because obviously I wanted to see it so bad. Unfortunately I couldn't. And then we bring on basically to now, which I've rambled on about several times in a vlog, so I'm not going to ramble on about how amazing the show was specifically. But I went to see Heather's for my birthday, and then I went again on Saturday, as mentioned, which was phenomenal. I think it's such a brilliant musical. The story in it, like, I knew what the story was about. I knew the songs inside and out because I've listened to them way too many times. I love Heathers. It's one of my favourite musicals, even though I hadn't seen it. I knew it would be my favourite one before I'd seen it. And I went to see it twice. Phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. That was what my post was about on Instagram, and why I was talking about it, and what made me feel on the mind to want to talk about musicals. So I absolutely loved it. I'm gutted it's only got like less than a month left now on West End. I don't know if they're going to bring it back. Paul Taylor Mills he's like the producer in the UK, not really sure. But I know it's something to do with Heathers. He basically kind of teased something, and I don't know if it means that there's going to be a new Heathers or another Heathers West End something, or it's just a coincidence. But I hope there is, because I want to see it again, even with a different cast. I don't care. And then I just loved it. But I have got tickets booked for the end of February to see Anne Juliet, which is something I wanted to see for a while. Wouldn't say it's up there with the one I really, really want to see, because, to be fair, I didn't think I wanted to, but I'm very excited to see it. I think it's going to be good. Pictures of the set look amazing, so can't wait. But I'm very excited, and alongside all this, I see a lot of amateur theatre groups in my theatre where I work at. Every year they do a show. They have the adult one and have the youngster, I wouldn't say children, because it's from children up to like 18, so the youngster ones. and I watched several of their shows, and it's like watching a professional show. Absolutely amazing. Love it. Every time I walk out, I feel happy and smiling all the time. So it's definitely worth it. But you can tell my love for theatre, and it's amazing. I just feel like a complete different person when I've come off out of a show. So now we're going to move on to what I've done on stage and what I want to do with the stage, because I used to want to do it professionally as a job, and I would love to work in a theatre. Like, my ideal dream job is to work for a theatre, whether it's stewarding, behind bar, manager there, or digital marketer there. Anything to do with theatre would be my dream. But I used to want to be the professional actress on the stage or filming, and I think if the opportunity came around, like for example they had auditions, open auditions for Heathers, I would probably go up for it. I'd probably audition for it even though I have no experience and no qualifications, just because I love the Heathers and I would love to just give it a chance. I doubt I'd get anywhere, but you know, it would be just worth it for the fun and see what happens. But overall, I have done a few things on stage prior to anything. So when I was 15, when I was 15, that basically where I live, there was something posted through the door, and when we got a load of rubbish posted through the door, and it was tied up in the rubbish, and I usually would have just thrown it away. I had got in the habit of that because my parents do that. So I was about to throw it away, and I looked at a small piece of paper and it said, drama club thing, free drama club, come join, something like that. So I went to the opening because it was literally around the corner. So the first year, the rehearsals happened to be, if I walked up my door, a minute later I'd be at the rehearsal place. It was literally at the Scout Hut near my house. So I literally didn't see a point of saying no because it was literally around the corner. So I went to this and joined it, and we did a play that I've still got the DVD for, which I might have to put on just to torment myself, called Make It Right. It was it was actually a really good show. It was about bullying and like the cause of bullying and the effects of bullying, and I think it was amazing. I think it was a really good show. I played this girl who was best friends with the girl who died. And yeah, it was a good experience. It was like the Harlequin Theatre where I actually work, and it was a good like first stage thing I actually did, like proper stage thing I did. And then when I was 17, we did a show called Not In My Name, which with the same company, but it was done at, rehearsals were done in Merston, which was quite far. Well, not far, but I couldn't get there easily. And we did this show called Not In My Name, and it was about 9/11. It was probably the most. It was I learned a lot about the 9/11, and I was literally about to get a plane 2 months later to go to Florida. I was already scared of flying, and then I had in the back of my mind that this could happen when I was on the way to America, and I was like, oh no. But it was a very like learning experience show. I wouldn't say it's the best show I've been in, but I definitely think there's a learning experience in it, and I think I learned a lot in it about the 9/11, and I really enjoyed it. I did enjoy doing it, like taking part was something I enjoyed because I learnt a lot, but I also gained skills from it as well. And then I did my church pantomime in like December that year, just before I turned 18. So to January even, just before I turned 18, and that was a big experience because they didn't audition for characters, they just asked you who you wanted to play and basically gave you the character. So I said I wanted to play Alice, which is the lead role, because at this point I was very confident in myself. I wouldn't say confident in myself, I really wasn't, but I definitely was thinking, I want to be an actress, I want to get in the West End, I want to do this, I need to be able to just go for main role. And it was fun, I enjoyed it. It was challenging at times, and I think sometimes that I loved it, and I think my singing voice, I definitely think I have a good singing voice, and it was proven to me last week in auditions, which I'll get to. But I think they doubted me because their band they have was super loud. Like it wasn't like a theatre we did the show in. It was literally a small church hall, and they had a band that was meant to fill a theatre. And I'm like, at the panto at the Harlequin, you literally have a drum set and a keyboard, and that's for a whole theatre. And then at the church they had like trombone, all this like stuff you'd have at a West End musical and a theatre, and they had it in a church hall. And so they were like, we can't hear you, so we're gonna get someone else to sing with you. And I was like, no, you're not. I was just like, that band was too loud and it wasn't needed. It really wasn't needed, and I was basically getting told I was quiet because of them, and I wasn't having it. But it all got sorted out, and I literally sang the solo on my own, and I was happy with that. I felt like, and I think it was one night, the night they told me that they were going to make me sing the solo with someone and then have Sarah in the background. Bearing in mind I was part of the church choir since I was 10, Sarah was also part of the church choir, and she's quite older than me, but she has a good voice. And my choir master was in for that. He came to watch it, and I the amount of times he had basically given the solo to one of my other friends for the church things, and I had been so shy that I wouldn't step up and try to prove that I could sing for him. So I wanted to prove that I could sing on my own in front of my choir master. I wanted him to hear that I could do it, and I have got the confidence to do it, and I have got a good singing voice. And he even complimented me after that. So I'm literally proud and glad that I did it. But it was a nightmare. But anyway, after that, I did join this talent show called Star for a Night for 2 years running. I only did it the second year because I really enjoyed around the people, but I wouldn't say it was the best experience of my life. I look back at it and I think it was very tacky. It was very much a talent show, but really it was the guy who ran the music bit chose his favourites. They got solos, and then everyone else just swayed in the background. It was kind of like being on Glee and being Mercedes Jones, and everyone else in the Glee cast watching Rachel get her lead role every time. Like getting a solo every single time, and then you just sway in the background, because that's what it felt like. It was meant to be a talent show. It was free. We didn't pay for it. It was a talent show. The idea of a talent show is people should just get the chance to show off their talents. You're giving people who have the talent, who may be a little bit shy, saying you can't get it because these people got a better voice than you. I didn't know it was a West End musical, but sure. So I wouldn't say Star for Night was my best experience. I did enjoy the learning of it, because it was a bit more I wouldn't say intense, but it felt a bit intense. But it was fun. I made friends from it. I enjoyed it, but I wouldn't say it's my favorite. It was my favorite show in the world. And then after that, I didn't really do much on stage until uni, when I joined the show choir. We did stuff like shows at Christmas time, and then we did masters. And when I joined masters, I think that was the closest I can go to my most intense learning and performance. Even though it wasn't musical theatre, it wasn't acting. It was a 10-minute set where I performed on stage in front of people. But I did feel like I was in Pitch Perfect and Glee /Glee, and I loved it. It was an amazing bit of experience, and I loved those experiences. Being part of that show choir was and I've spoken about how much that show choir means to me, or meant to me. I don't really go anymore, but meant to me, which is why I won't exactly go on about it now, but I loved it. But then, so my next stage thing is going to be in May. I will try and document the experience, even if I don't vlog backstage, because I'll probably be shy. I will talk about it and document the experience of how it's going and how I feel, and then the thought of it. I will probably do a rundown, or explaining how it went, because it is my first amateur theatre group show, and I'm a little bit nervous, but I'm excited. The auditions were last week, when you're seeing it nearly 2 weeks ago, and the dance audition part was terrible. I'm going to try and say it was good, but the singing audition, I didn't think, I was like, okay, it was alright, but I did get told by someone I was standing next to doing the audition with, because she was an alto and I was a soprano, saying you've got a lovely voice, your voice was lovely, and I was like, thank you. So yeah, I felt very happy with that, and it makes me do believe that I can actually sing, and I'm not just making that up in my own head, because sometimes I do think I sing better than I actually do, which I probably do think I sing better than I actually do, but I do think I have a good voice, and I don't think I'm being big-headed saying that. I know I have a good voice. I've done singing. I've never had singing lessons, but I've been singing since I was 10 in the church choir, so it's helped. So yeah. But if you couldn't tell, I absolutely love the theatre, and I just wanted to explain my experience, the shows I've seen, how much I loved going to West End shows, and what I've done. So yeah, if you couldn't tell, theatre is something that means a lot to me. It's literally part of who I am, and I will never ever feel embarrassed about it. Even if other people think that's a bit sad, I would rather see a West End show than anything else. So, and that's who I am, and I'm okay with that. But anyway, I'm going to end this video here. I'm very well aware I've chatted on for ages. So I'm going to end this video here. If you did enjoy it, please give it a thumbs up. Please comment down below. Please subscribe. Please follow my Instagram, my TikTok, and I will see you again very soon with another video.